Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's edition of Playing Games with Strangers. I am your DM. Today, my name is John Haryu. With me, I have Squid.
I waved and then remembered that this is an audio medium.
We have Dave Clements.
Hi.
And Eric Campagno.
Hi.
Before we get started, do we have any merch updates? And I know we do, David.
We do.
So, JS made this really cool map of Towerfall, and John was like, hey, we should get this as a poster. So I was like, hey, JS, we should get this as a poster, and now we have it as a poster over at the Redbubble shop. So you can go to playinggameswithstrangers.com/shop or store. They both work. They both go there. Go pick something up before Redbubble increases their prices. Thanks.
And it's not just a poster. You can get it on a lot of stuff. It's going to make me a very poor man. Let's see here now. Squid, are you able to do Patreon updates?
I live to take over Celeste's position. I mean, what? I'm just happy to help.
Well, technically, she took over your position initially, so it's only right.
Oh, fair. Well, then I'm just reclaiming what's mine. And if you like what we do and you want to support me in this endeavor, I mean us in this endeavor, consider supporting us on Patreon. Patreon.com/playing games with strangers. We have 3 tier levels, $1, $3, and $5. You get a variety of things depending on what you want. It just gets better the more you give us, but even the lowest level is pretty cool because you get exclusive episodes, you get access to notes that I take and upload with semi amounts of regularity. You can see us playing live. It's all pretty cool. Check it out. Patreon.com, playing games with strangers.
And being as people are taking other people's jobs for this because we are short-staffed today.
Someone else is going to do the notes?
No, you're here for that. But Eric, why don't you fill in for Josiah here?
Roll that lovely bean music.
Uno.
Ni.
Trois. Alba.
Playing games with strangers. You know there's no danger. So come on in. We're all friends. Playing games with strangers. Play. I'm 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 playing games with strangers.
All right, let's get...
You got a little Muppet showish with that dance there. I mean, it was hair flying all over the place.
I just stop acting as though I have bones during that dance, and that's really my inspiration.
Great for your back, I'm
very
sure.
much reminded me of the Muppets.
I'm trying to mess up my upper back and neck as much as the lower back, so it evens out.
If the whole back hurts, then none of the back hurts.
Exactly.
I don't think that's how that works.
We'll find out.
All right, Squid. Well, why don't you...
Games.
Squid, why don't you go ahead and roll that recap?
Oh, yes. Our last episode was very fun and exciting. Is it hot in here, or is it just me? I've affectionately titled this one The One Where Someone Dies. Plot twist, that one's me. As masters of improv, Orbog and I have a really good conversation. For those that don't remember, we didn't talk at all. Pough and Wilder, however, do much better. They talk about Bastille without me being there, which is weird, and then they desire to go shopping. Of course, as we go shopping, we find Bastille, which was fun, except for the fact that he was selling things to members of Loki Tom Hiddleston's cult, which kind of wasn't very cool. There was kind of a fight, but they left, which I thought was unsportsmanlike. Bastille, and I discussed how that was a very bad thing, which I think he listened and took to heart. He said that if this sale had fell through, he had a secondary bidder, and it was going to be Aelin, which was alarming. So I asked the group if we could go check it out. So Wilder and I went to Aelin, while Pough and Orbog went to the treasury to get money so we could buy the sword instead, and everyone would be happy. In the end, I, with my best judgment, asked Wilder to help make sure nothing bad happened, which seemed like the right choice in hindsight. But it was a stressful day, so anyway, we went to find Pough and Orbog. And at this point, the members of No Tow arrived, and the coronation took place, and I gave Wilder the YouTube because I forgot that I owned it, and asked him to, once again, take care of things to make sure nothing bad happened. And then things went really bad. Assuming, of course, your definition of bad is that the king of No Tow usurped control over So Tow, Pough being charmed into leaving, Wilder who knows where, me dying, and Tombolg showing up just in time to save Orbog's life before it's too late. Also, the king married Aelin, who's being controlled by Wolf. So that's good. Wilder woke up far away in a field, missing a finger. Pough came back and found out things went very poorly. But he did meet a very nice individual that was going to introduce him to a friend. That is, we're not sure about him yet. His name was Eriketh. And that's what happened last time.
Well, that was what happened last time you played, anyway.
Oh, yes. Also, Stumblefoot wandered the city for a while and also accomplished about as much as we did. But he did buy a very nice bowl.
All right. We're going to pick it up in Northern Faerun. Callum. Being semi-conscious for the past couple days in the back of this wagon, you feel a significant stop.
Level of motion sickness?
A little bit. But there's a sudden stop as this ever-moving wagon has come to a halt.
Is it just me, or is the sky spinning still?
The gnomish cabman opens the back door. It's like, well, we're a little bit screwed.
You want to run by, let me start over with that sentence that got stuck way back there. We've been moving very quickly. Do you want to run that by me as to why?
I mean, haven't you been paying attention as I've been driving?
Do you mean the fact that we've now stopped? Or something else?
Oh, it wasn't, it wasn't...
I feel like I've been watching, but
it wasn't too long after we left. Stuff came out of the sky, and it's been going up and down the Sword Coast here. Why don't you step out of the cab for a second?
Yeah, all right. Let me get my sea legs and get out.
All right, roll a con check. Or con save, rather.
I don't have Callum's dice. I wasn't prepared for this. Hold on. Found him. Buy your dice at Sage's portal. That was a nat 20. What am I rolling? I don't even know, but it was a nat 20.
Yeah, you're fine standing up and stepping out. After a couple days, you've pretty much adjusted to the whole motion sickness thing. It's just become a way of life for you.
All right, I spent most of my life feeling sick. So I'll look around.
You see a giant burning crater in the ground in front of you.
I take it that hasn't always been here.
That used to be Mirabar.
Oh? I don't think I know Mirabar, but that sounds rough.
That's where you told me to take you.
Oh, that's right. We did say we were going to go that place that was directly in the route that I was going. Yeah, well, that's... And you said this has been happening a lot?
Turn around.
Kind of afraid to now. I will.
As you turn around, you see various plumes of black smoke rising up into the sky.
No, I don't mean to be picky. And I'm trying very hard to be a much nicer person in my new lot on life, what have you. But do you think you could have told me about this maybe sooner?
I was trying to get away from it, so... I could have stopped if you wanted to, but then we might be,
Yeah, no, well, I don't think stopping is necessarily what I had in mind. But, maybe a heads up. duck and cover or something. I don't know. That looks bad.
Yeah.
I'm no expert, but that doesn't look good.
No, it started right about when we left Waterdeep. It caught it in the rear view.
And you said it's coming up the coast. Like, it's still following us. Like, I'm gonna want to start moving.
I don't know if it's going up the coast, because when we got here, but it certainly was happening around us when we were going.
Maybe it just moves faster than we do.
I mean, Mirabar is gone. Is there somewhere else I can take you, or?
I don't. That's a good question. Let me consult my handy dandy map that I bought.
Starting to feel like I might be unemployed now too, so.
You know, I'm starting to get that impression as well. Well, I mean, if you want to head east, we can find the first city we find, I suppose. No, unless you want to go back and, I don't know, do you have family?
Oh, the life of a taxi man is, it's not one for raising a family. Although I don't know if I'm a taxi man anymore either, so.
Well, you still have the taxi, so I guess you are. But I do hear that life on the road ain't no way to raise a family.
Well, right down the line up till today, it's been you and me, so that's neither.
Are you implying that we're family now?
No, I'm just saying we're both in this journey together.
I think it's a bit soon to say that, but all right. Sure. We've come this far, I suppose. Yeah. So
Well,
was that a yes or a no to heading east?
I mean,
I'm getting mixed signals.
We can. Just let me know where. I'll put it in the GPS.
Yeah, well, on account of I mean, if
that stands for the gnomish positioning system.
Yeah. That sounds believable. I'm not going to check if I believe that. Seems real. Okay, well, you know, since we've gotten this far and I was going to say I haven't exploded, but a lot of things around us have, so I don't know that was your fault, but we haven't yet.
Oh God, I hope not.
I would hope not as well, as I'm with you. I mean, if you want to go all the way to Vasa, I guess.
To do what now?
To Vasa, far east, you know.
Oh, yeah, I suppose we could.
I suppose I feel mildly more comfortable. Now, Letnia, seeing as how we haven't died, seems awful callous for all the people that might have been in Mirabar, but we're fine.
Hey,
so...
I mean, it's the happy thinking that keeps us young, right? He says he's starting to look a little bit pale when he starts to the reality of what he's looking at starting to set in.
Well, I wonder if that's why I aged so much. Yeah, all right. Sure.
Oh, all right. On to Vasa. Did you want to go right now, or did you want to?
Would you like to stop and look at the crater first?
Well, we've been driving nonstop for 2 days.
Well, we could just, we could find the next town and maybe reevaluate.
Fair enough.
Instead of, hanging out here. They say lightning doesn't strike twice, but I'm not inclined to believe the same is true of whatever did this. So
fair enough. Let's see what the road has for us, huh? Just 2 men of the world, or what's left of it.
Yeah, I'm feeling that whole happy thought vibe you were telling me about.
Sorry. We're still alive. Onward. All right.
Indeed.
All right, Wilder.
Yes.
You begin walking towards this city that is before you. Got to get back to my map here so I can follow along your route. All right, so you start walking towards the city. And You, as you're approaching these shacks, you see a halfling that kind of peers around his shack like he's outside and he sees movement, and he looks up at you and he gets this wide look and he starts running at you, and he's like, Felix, is that you?
No. Felix, no. No, my name is, Dunwood Dale.
No, you can't fool me, Felix. Gosh, it's been forever. Did you follow him here to finish the job?
You have me confused with someone else. Have we met before?
Felix, what are you, do you not remember me?
No, actually, I don't, I don't remember much. Who are you?
Calvin. You remember me? You were the one who got me to join the guild. You talked me into it.
Sorry, not
I
sure.
mean, granted, we were a bit younger, but
Nah, it doesn't ring a bell. I'm sorry.
Here, just come with me.
Okay.
So he leads you through some back alleys in an area and takes you down into a stairway that goes down underground a little bit, and there's a door, and he does a kind of a syncopated knock on a door, and it slides open, and you hear him talk in a language that sounds familiar to you. It's not common, but you feel like you should understand it. And then the door opens, and as you walk in, there's a group of several unsavory looking individuals in this room, and everybody looks at you and goes, "Oh, Felix, you're back. Did you come here to did you follow him here to finish the job? You couldn't take care of it over in Faerun?"
Not to be rude, but I believe you might have me mistaken for someone else. Not Felix. My name's Dunwood.
Felix, stop. You're safe here. It's fine. We sent you, remember?
No, I don't. Could maybe I sit and have a pint and maybe you could refresh my memory. I don't seem to remember.
That's Felix with the pint and the whatnot. Hey, we saved your flask. Here. And one walks off into a different part of what's apparently a clubhouse or a headquarters of some sort, and he comes back with a big silvery flask, and he goes, "This is yours," and it's got the name Felix Tinsdale written across it.
You're sure this is mine?
Of course it's yours. Look, we have this image that was cast of the day that we gave it to you on your entry into the guild, and they point up to this fairly intricate painting of that has, it's almost like a class portrait, and sure enough, there's you're in the picture.
Okay. I'm gonna open the flask and smell it.
Smells like a really good bourbon.
Okay. Maybe I. So, wild question. Have I always been missing this finger?
The Calvin looks and he goes, "Oh man, how did you do that?"
I was actually hoping you could tell me.
Are you okay? Are you okay, Felix?
I feel fine. Just you keep calling me Felix, and that's not what I know myself as. So I guess maybe we should do a little bit of catch up then.
Well, I mean, it's been a long time, Felix. We sent you to Faerun. Here, let's go grab George. And this elder they go in this other room. They take you in this other room where there's this older gentleman is sitting behind a desk doing paperwork. And he looks up and he goes, "Oh, Felix, did you come here to finish the job?
Could you not do it in Faerun?
Pardon me. Could you maybe refresh me? What job was I supposedly sent to Faerun for?
We received a sizable sum of money to have somebody assassinate the king of the son of the king when he got shipped off to Faerun.
Son of the king.
Yeah, that Orbog bloke. Do you not remember anything, Felix?
No. I'm a little embarrassed. I don't know if I bumped my head or something. I feel around my head, making sure I haven't split my head open or something like that.
We sent you over to the Guildmaster in Waterdeep. He was your contact over there, Fenric Coldwater. Did you happen to get in touch with him at all?
Would I recognize that name at all?
It rings familiar, but you can't really put a face with it.
Fenric. Name sounds familiar. Maybe? Sorry, this is a lot of information to take in, and I'm sorry if I'm not being helpful. I kind of just woke up in the middle of a field just back there. A little confused.
Come here, Felix. Let me touch your head.
Touch my head.
Yes.
I feel fine.
You're apparently not feeling fine if you can't remember anything.
Okay, I guess.
And so he reaches out and he kind of just touches you on the forehead. He closes his eyes and he mutters something, and he's like, You have some powerful magic on you, son.
Is that good or bad?
Well, somebody doesn't want you to remember something.
Well, that would be convenient, and it worked.
Well, I think we're going to have to figure out how to undo this. But in the meantime, we got a job to finish. Otherwise, we're going to have to pay old Vault back for his deposit that he placed.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't get your name.
My name's George. I'm the leader of this faction of the Thieves Guild in Northern Towerfall.
Okay, George. All right, do you mind if I take a seat for just a little bit and kind of gather, and maybe you could share some more details? I would hate to inconvenience you by this magic or whatever has made me forget things.
So he sits you down and he starts to go over the details of how King Vault had paid half of a large sum in advance for them to send one of their members to follow after Prince Orbog as he was sent to Waterdeep, and you were to come in contact with the Guildmaster in Waterdeep, Fenric Coldwater, and he was supposed to put you in a situation where you could get close to Prince Orbog in order to make the assassination. They lost contact with both you and Fenric Coldwater, and ever since then you've been dark. They had assumed that you had been caught, basically, and possibly executed. And so they were trying to figure out, with no word from Orbog back at Towerfall, as well as no word from you, they just assumed that it was a done deal, and they never returned to the king for the rest of the payment and just let sleeping dogs lie. But with Orbog coming back to Towerfall, there was a giant crap storm, so to speak. And now that they found you, they were assuming that you had followed him back to Towerfall in order to finish the job.
Okay. Wow. That is, I don't remember any of that. So, I guess where do we start?
Well, it would appear that Prince Orbog was taken by the royal vizier during the, quote, coronation ceremony. So we have to kind of suss him out in the city. So he can't be too far. So I guess we're just going to have to start kind of combing the city and looking for information. I'd imagine he's probably stowed away somewhere in Southern Towerfall. So we got to get you across the border, my man.
Okay. I guess let me finish this pint and we get started. Do you have an image of what he looks like so I know who I'm looking for?
Oh, sure. We got that, definitely. And they scramble off as you dig into your pint. Orbog! We come to you now after Tombolg has asked you if you're able to get a diamond.
I'm sure I can go find one.
Because we're going to need one in order to bring this one back here.
But don't you, I've heard stories about being able to spit in someone's mouth and it bringing them back to life.
I mean, we can certainly try.
He pinches her nose and pries her mouth
I take
open.
it back. This is a no-go for me. I found my line. It's that new age medicine.
Hey, this is as holistic as it gets. I don't understand what your problem is.
That's where Squid says hard pass.
This is what I'd call an essential oil. Open up.
He goes,
well, I need to get that, I need a diamond that's worth at least 500 gold in order to bring this one back, so...
Well, do you have any recommendations? I don't even know where we are.
Oh, we're in a cave just outside of Sotau.
Yeah. We're still on that side.
Yeah. Nobody wants to go hang out with those nasty orc types.
Well, I'm half-seas, so... Well... I guess I'm gonna walk outside the cave and try to figure out exactly where I am and look for anywhere that might seem promising to find a diamond. Or steal one.
As you follow the steps up out of his, what he's referred to as a cave, you begin to realize it was, from a goblin perspective, it could be considered a small cave. It really was just a giant mound dug out in the middle of a tall grass and bamboo field. If you look on the map, directly west of the Raketon Fields, you see that island that has the bridge there. You're over in that area.
I made a map for that island. What do you know?
Well, yeah, I'll just, I'll head towards the buildings.
Okay. As you are walking towards the buildings, you catch a message from a familiar voice saying,
Orbog. Sorry I missed the coronation. I found some tunnels. Now I need to find you. Where are you?
I'm northeast of the castle. Wonderful echo I have.
I am going to burn another spell slot to send him another message. I'm going to say,
Are you safe? Is there anything that you're needing?
I need a diamond. And no, I don't think I'm safe.
okay. What time of day is it, John?
it is just after sunset. It's getting dark.
So there's probably not any shops open.
Maybe one or two.
Can I run into, because I'm still near town, can I run into town and try to find a diamond?
I mean, yeah.
I want to run into town to find a diamond.
Make an investigation check for me. Yeah, this is a town you're not familiar with, so trying to find a late night diamond, a late night jeweler
Might be.
I need a pawn shop. I need to find Joe's pawn shop. All right, the dice are starting off hot for me tonight. That'll be a whopping 9 after my modifier.
Okay. You're not able to find anything super reputable looking. You do remember when you were hopping in and out at the Low Key Inn, there were several shops that had images of 3 circles that are all linked together around there. And if your classes in symbology haven't led you astray, you know that those are less reputable means of getting your hands on some jewels and or money in exchange for goods of debatable origin.
So I could get a diamond, but I got to go to a fence, is what you're saying.
Or a real seedy pawn shop.
Like a PLS loan store.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Well, crumbs. Okay, well, that's my one idea. Probably not safe to go back to the castle. But I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to go back to the castle.
Okay.
Didn't you, just walk out of it?
Wait, no, when I was there, it was,
Empty.
swarming with drow, wasn't it?
No, it was pretty empty.
Didn't I?
Because you
Was
talked
pretty
to
empty?
you talked to the Bearcat, didn't it?
No, he talked to
No.
Ereketh in the cathedral.
Yeah, Ereketh was in
Oh,
the
that's what it
cathedral.
was.
I'm gonna go back to the castle.
All right, you head back to the castle, and it's surprisingly dark.
Okay. I'm gonna use that secret door.
Secret tunnel. All right. Go ahead and use that secret door.
I would like to use the secret door and head up into the castle and try to make my way towards the royal chambers.
Okay. You make your way up towards the royal chambers, and there's the same oaf that is asleep outside the front of the door.
Okay. Here's what I want to do. I want to take my janitor's key ring off and not use it anymore. I'm going to wrap it up and put it in my bag so it doesn't jingle jangle around.
Okay.
And then I want to sneak in to the room.
Okay, roll a stealth check, please.
Okay.
I'll give you advantage because this guy's asleep.
Sweet. Ooh, those went far. Well, it's not great, but it's not terrible. That's a 19.
Yeah, you're able to get to the door and you turn the handle and shift the door open.
Okay, I figure if there is a diamond laying around anywhere, it's gonna be in the royal chambers somewhere. So I'm looking to lift a diamond. It's for a good cause.
You're reclaiming it for the True King.
I mean, is it stealing if I'm getting it for Orbog?
Hey man, however you want to justify your sin is your business, and they're really not mine at all. All right. Make an inspection check, please. Not inspection, investigation is what I meant to say.
Investigation. Oh, thank you, Dai. Thank you. That would be a 24. It was almost a 2, but it tipped over to the 18.
Yeah, you as you're searching around this room, there you find a hidden compartment underneath the bed frame. And
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a hidden compartment under there. If you want to try to open it, or
I would like to inspect it for traps first.
roll another investigation check, please, sir.
That is a 17.
There does seem to be a mechanical trap that is on it.
Okay, I would like to use my thieves' tools to disarm that trap.
Go for it.
That would be a 26.
26. Yep, you are able to disassemble that. And I'm assuming you're opening it?
Yes.
All right. You open that, and there is a small chest inside.
Okay. Because I'm a suspicious fellow, I'm going to inspect the small chest for traps.
Roll the investigation.
That is a 24.
You do see how it is attached to the lock, and if it is opened incorrectly, it will shoot a little needle out at you. What the needle does, you do not know.
Well, I'm going to try and disarm that trap.
Go for it.
I'm going to mutter under my breath how Orbog's family is really suspicious. 25, untrusting of people.
Yeah, you're able to disarm that trap as well.
Okay. It's like they don't trust anyone.
Says the guy robbing them.
I'm not robbing them. I'm bringing things to Orbog from his trapped chest. All right, I'm going to open the chest up and look inside.
You see a massive collection of gems inside this chest.
Okay, I want anything that looks like a diamond.
As you start reaching in there to sort through this, you realize this chest has a larger capacity than its exterior would seem.
Oh, somebody's tricky. There's a false bottom on this. All right, I would like to figure out how to open the false bottom.
You start reaching in for a false bottom to check on it, and your elbow deep in this small chest.
Okay, I'm going to pull my arm out and just close the lid on the chest and throw it in my bag and get out of here. I just found a box of holding.
Okay, so you're getting out of there?
Yep, I'm going to try and sneak on out of here.
All right. Roll another stealth check.
Okay. That is
also with advantage because that guy's still asleep.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's good because my first roll was only okay. That's a 19 again.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. You make it past him, and I'm assuming you're going out the same way you came in, correct?
Yeah, I am, because it's going to be less conspicuous than going out the front door, which I assume if anyone is watching it. So yeah, I'm just going to sneak on out of here the same way I came in, right. And I will close the secret door behind me.
As you are starting to close that secret door, I need you to make a perception check, please. Actually, no, because you're not actively listening. What's your passive perception?
19.
Okay. As you are starting to close that secret door, you hear in the distance of the castle, you hear, "All right, everybody, the cake is done. Everybody?
Is that Aelin?
Guys, where is everybody?"
I'm going to go back for Aelin. I'll go back for Aelin.
Okay. You head back into the hallway. And also with that 19 passive perception, you hear boots beginning to scuffle after that was said.
Okay. I'm going to make my way in the direction of Aelin.
Okay. You start heading towards the Great Hall just outside of the kitchen and larder. And you see several drow warriors heading in the same direction.
Okay. I'm going to follow them.
Are you still stealthing?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, they go in there and there's 12 of them, and they take up Aelin and begin questioning her about who she is, why she's there, and where her allegiances lie.
Well, here's a cool thing that I can do. Crumbs. That's not going to work. How far away is everybody?
I'd say they're probably about 50 feet away from you, and they've got their backs turned to you, except for Aelin, who does not seem to notice you.
Okay. 12 of them. 12 is too many for me to take on by myself.
Aileen's there,
I'm
and she
going
has
to-
a cool harp, so...
She does, and I know about her harp. I'm going to very quietly cast Sending to Aelin, and I'm going to say,
Aelin, it's Stumblefoot. I can see you. Cast Fireball and run. Use your harp.
With that, you see her pull a harp out of her bag. Make a history check for me, please. I just need to know if you remember something.
History, that's a 12.
You remember when she had originally told you that Lolth had imbued her harp with extra power?
Yeah.
And when she pulls this harp out to use it on the drow,
It doesn't work.
it just plays beautiful notes.
She'll probably be fine.
The drow look incredibly confused, and she's like, I just figured that I would show my allegiance by playing a beautiful tune to our new overlords. Now, I'm just the staff of the castle, playing... I play music, and I work in the kitchen, and I pretty much just work for whoever, so... And the drow explain to her the circumstances, and that if she wishes to continue her service, then she needs to come with them to the castle in Northern Towerfall.
All right, I'm going to store that tidbit of information, and I'm going to get out of here.
All right.
I have Sophie's choice here. I have to pick someone to save, and right now it's not Aelin.
All right. Are you going out the front door, or are you going to go back up the stairs to the...
I'm going back out the secret passage. I'm not going out the front door with this place all covered in drow.
Right. You make your way out the secret passage fine.
Okay. I am going to head in the direction that Orbog told me he was in.
All right. Orbog, are you staying at the mound that you came out of, or are you heading towards town?
Well, after... Yeah, he was turning back around to go into the cave because he wasn't thinking, and I think he was still wearing his the clothes and things from the coronation, and he realized that I'm not safe. I need to be a little more inconspicuous. So he was gonna go back in, and I mean, I don't know exactly what he wearing, like robes and things like that.
The ceremonial robes of the coronation.
Yeah. So he's at least So he went back inside, and yeah. I guess and the guy's still in there, obviously, right?
Yeah, Tombolg is still in there. Or Tombolg. I keep calling him Tombolg, and that's wrong.
He's like leaning over her, opening her mouth.
Yeah. He's making preparations to make sure that the soul doesn't get too lost.
Yeah.
He's just talking into her open mouth. Come to the light. Don't go to the darkness.
Tombolg, just wanted to let you know
Yes.
I'm here. Yes. I forgot that I need to keep it on the down low, so I need
Don't
to
nobody
pick
gotta
out these
know.
robes as exactly. And then he like once he gets the robes off and everything, he's gonna
Right about this time,
yeah.
so
that one.
Stumblefoot comes in, and Stumblefoot, you see dead Emrine and a goblin standing there with an odd look on his face.
I assume you need a diamond because we're trying to resurrect someone. Is it Emrine?
Yeah.
Well, that's not the greatest news. Where's everyone else?
I have no idea. This fine goblin got the two of us out of there, and I don't know where anyone else is.
Well, I know Aelin's at Castle Manliger. I tried to get her out, but the drow got to her first. They said something about taking her to the castle at Northern Towerfall. So, but I'm not sure when they're planning to move her. I pull out the chest, and I say, I found this in your room. And I open it up and say, looks like it's got a bunch of gems in it. I figured there'd be a diamond in here that would work.
Do I see a diamond?
You see a lot of gems in there. Orbog, you've never seen this chest before, by the way.
It was in your room, under your bed, in a secret compartment.
Okay.
Maybe it was
Obviously
your mom's.
not mine. Yeah.
I mean, you're supposed to be the king, so it's yours, or it's belonged to your ma, which means it's yours, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to look at the goblin, who I've never met before, and say, "Oh, I'm Stumblefoot, by the way. Nice to meet you."
Oh, hello. Your Highness, who is this?
Oh, he's my vice president.
Then why wasn't he at the coronation? Maybe he could have helped.
Well, that's a long story. We'll circle back around to that. I think bringing this young gal back to life is priority number one.
I suppose so. Well, let me take a look at the chest you have there. Yes,
I will hand him the chest, I guess.
He takes the chest and he puts it down. He's,
lots to choose from.
And he kind of dives into it head first and starts Scrooge McDucking his way down into it.
Wow, that's a big chest.
I think it's kind of like a bag of holding, because when I put my arm in, I just kept going.
And then he gets about to the point where only his shins down to his feet are sticking out. And then he starts
grab an ankle.
He starts kicking his feet really fast.
I'm gonna grab an ankle and pull.
As you grab an ankle and pull, you pull him up, and so you got him by one foot, the other one's flailing about, and in his hands he's got this diamond, which looks huge in his hands. I mean, it's still a big diamond, but he's just a small guy. It's about the size of a pomegranate, and he goes, "This'll do."
All right, I'll set him down as gently as I can. It's kind of awkward.
All right. He starts performing this ceremony, and it takes a long time. It takes about an hour. And as he's doing this diamond is melting like ice, and he's dripping it all over Emrine's body. And at the end of the ceremony, you smell something that smells like to the effect of rose petals. And Emrine, you take a large gasp as life returns to your body.
Your Majesty! Orbog. I will try to sit up quickly and then sit back down. I'm a pardon. Sorry, I feel very weak. If you give me just a moment, I will... Are you okay? Where are we?
Yes, we're all alive thanks to Tombolg. And our friend Stumblefoot even showed up.
Oh, I see. We're not in the castle at the moment.
No castle.
I'm afraid we cannot go back to the castle. It's full of drow.
I vaguely remember what happened. I think.
Drow to the bow, you say?
Something like that.
Good night, everybody. I quit.
Playing Games with Strangers features the vocal talents of John.
Your Majesty, are you okay?
I thought this was the Dr. Seuss episode.
I'm going to give a quick recap to Orbog and Emrine about my escapades. You know, I waked up. I felt a breeze in my room. Was followed by a nasty critter with hooks for hands.
And it has giant hooks instead of hands.
I heard this voice, started following this voice. It belonged to this minotaur, black-haired minotaur wearing a leather jacket.
Aelin wants to buy the sword?
I also went to a bowl shop and bought me a bowl.
A great place to find bowls. We have bowls of all types here.
Long story long, I ended up missing the coronation because I was trying to stake out the alley for the sword deal, which I think I missed.
Yes, I believe
I was really tired because my sleep got interrupted. I ended up taking a nap, and I think it blew off the whole day.
Stumblefoot, can you send a message to Wilder or Pough?
I can tomorrow. I used all my slots up. I sent 2 to you and 1 to Aelin. I'm done for the day.
Tombolg, can you do anything like that? Like sending a message to people, or is that...
That is not, I can try. Let me make sure I have everything that I need to do it.
You take your time. I'm just going to continue laying here for a minute or two. I'll be on my feet in no time, Your Majesty. Are you okay? Are you good? You haven't answered my question.
I'm alive.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to release you from protecting me so you don't get dead again.
I don't... no offense, Your Majesty, but even if you said I could, I don't believe you're going to get rid of me that easily. It's not even death could stop me, see? Laughing hurts.
You said you have a bowl?
I do.
Can I borrow it?
I'm going to pull out my really nice Electrum bowl out of my bag.
Too much money for that.
you pulled that out of your bag, and Tombolg starts laughing. He's like, "Who uses Electrum?" And then he reaches up for your bowl.
Well, I mean, it was a spiffy looking bowl. Obviously, no one uses it for currency, so someone made a bowl out of it, and I thought it looked neat.
I get all of my pay in Electrum.
Did he? Do you give the bowl to him as he's reaching up for it?
Yeah, I'll give him the bowl.
All right, he goes and puts the bowl on the ground. He opens up the chest that's full of gems, and he starts dumping it and fills up your bowl with just all these gems. Then he sets it down once the bowl is full, and he starts to kind of swirl his hand over it and mutter a few things as he's looking, and he's like, I see him here. Dave, I need you to make a saving throw. Let me take a look here. I need a knowledge save modifier.
Wisdom?
Yeah.
I think if someone's scrying on you, you have to make a wisdom save.
Mm-hmm.
You just need my modifier, or you want me to make a wisdom save?
And just need you to make a wisdom save, please.
Okay. That was a nat 20.
Oof. He goes, I see him here, and he is gone. He apparently does not want to be seen right now.
Well, that's inconvenient.
You're telling me I just burned a spell slot on this.
I'm sure that was quite difficult.
Did the spell consume the gems?
No. He just needed a focus that was worth at least 1,000 gold pieces.
Okay. I'm going to kind of sift through the bowl, and if I can find a diamond worth 300 gold pieces, I'm going to pull it out and keep it.
Yeah, you do see one.
Okay. That way, if we need to use a revivify later, we can.
Yeah, I was going to let you use that earlier, but it would have been too late, if I remember right.
Yeah, it has to be a minute. There's no way I was getting there within a minute.
He goes. He takes the bowl and he dumps it back in the chest. And he's like, "Well, now what?"
Could we do that for Pough?
He just takes a deep sigh. Like, couldn't you have said that earlier?
Emrine, I know that being resurrected's a bit of an ordeal.
I'll be
how's
fine
your
in a
health
moment.
feeling?
I'm sure. What?
If I cast, are you down hit points?
Well, I believe I come back with 1 hit point. If rumor tells me correctly.
It depends on which res spell he used.
He was raised dead.
By the way,
yes, it was raised dead.
Did anything happen? Did anything happen to her chair when she was killed or yanked out of there?
Take it with me.
Yeah,
if not, we'll have to go back for it.
That's what I'm wondering.
It's like the rest of your inventory. It comes with you. I'm not going to play that game.
I'm strapped in.
Okay. I mean, I would think that Tombolg he's familiar with her, so he would probably bring it too.
It probably made transporting her a little bit easier.
I'm heavy.
Yeah.
You don't have to carry her the whole way.
I feel fine. I'll feel fine in just a few minutes, I'm sure.
I'm going to lay a hand on you and cast Cure Wounds.
Oh, good.
At level 2, because that's the best I can. Actually, no. I will burn my level 4 spell slot.
Oh, boy.
Cast it at level 4.
Maybe will get me up to a quarter of my health.
It's better than 1 hit point.
I support it.
And I'm a life domain cleric, so I get extra healing bits.
Imagine having spells.
Orbog is looking around for a salt lick for her.
Excuse me, I'm not a cow.
I rolled pretty good. That's 15 plus 10 is 25 plus my wisdom is plus another 6, so 35 hit points back.
Oh baby, oh baby.
So yeah, you feel a resonant warmth growing throughout your body as he casts this spell on you, and a lot of those scimitar slashes start to pull themselves back together.
The arrow puncture wounds.
I cannot do anything for the exhaustion, but
it's quite fine. I'll be right as rain after just, I don't know, like a cup of tea.
You need a good night's rest, or 3 or 4.
I'm sure.
By the end of you saying that, Stumblefoot, Tombolg has completed his ritual. He was like,
this is bizarre.
It wouldn't be the first time that's happened recently.
Well, Pough's involved, so...
I've done this enough to know that it was taking Pough to the waiting place of the dead.
I'm sorry, the what?
The waiting place of the dead. But it got stuck halfway, like it was between places.
What is the waiting place of the dead?
Well, it's usually...
That's the waiting room.
It's the ethereal waiting room until you're sorted out by your faith.
What would that look like?
Well, definitely not what I just saw. All I saw was a field of people standing as still as possible, and there's this giant thing in the middle of it with teeth.
Yes.
Maybe we can spit in its mouth.
I wouldn't. Yes. And you said Pough was there?
No, my scrying got stuck.
Oh, I see.
Oh, something was blocking you.
I couldn't get to the waiting place, is what it felt like.
Is Pough dead?
I don't know.
Make another history check, please, Stumblefoot.
Oh, he remembers what dead is.
That'd be a 14.
As you ask that question, you start to remember another dead person who you just recently talked to, who had told you that he
Emrine.
was taking Pough to meet a mutual friend.
Oh, that's right. Eriketh. take Pough someplace?
Um,
Pough's probably not on this plane of existence
Yes.
anymore.
I think it would be good if we got somewhere safe, in case, Your Majesty, someone tries to come and finish what was started.
Where can we go?
I was gonna say this feels as safe as anywhere right now.
Yes, where are we again?
We're east of town. We're on a wee island east of some fields.
Past the fields.
Oh, I see. Well, yes, I don't think they'll come here. Tombolg, I'm not sure why you're here. Do you often hang out here?
He dips his head to you and goes, "Welcome to my home."
Oh, I see. 'Cause I've only been here when we do funeral rites, so it seems odd that you would live here.
You say this
But okay.
to the goblin that raised you from the dead.
Oh, that's true. I suppose that does make a bit of sense now that you put it in that perspective.
Wait, are we in a burial ground?
Well, no, we don't bury them here. We just prepare them. So to speak.
So we're in like a mortuary then, sort of.
No. Maybe. What is that?
Oh, it's a building where you prepare people for burial?
There's not usually a building involved, so no. We just prepare them to send them back.
Tombolg, are we actually in your home, like your house?
Yes, this is where I live.
Oh.
Yes, I've never been in here before, which is why I'm not sure where we are.
In that case, thank you for your hospitality.
Now, who would like some dinner?
I could eat.
I think a nap sounds quite good.
He kind of rushes off down a small tunnel that is only big enough for him to crawl through.
Stumblefoot's gonna find a place to sit and look at Orbog and say, "We need to figure out what we're gonna do next."
Well, we definitely need to rest. She needs to rest. You need to rest.
Maybe.
I
Yes.
need to rest, but I'm okay.
But you did say tomorrow
more of a utility.
you could send a message
But-
to Wilder.
I can send a message to Wilder tomorrow.
Yeah,
I can send a
tomorrow.
message to Pough tomorrow too.
Can you do that if he's not on this plane?
I can send a message to anyone on any plane of existence so long as I know who they are.
Does that also include
He's
places
re-
that aren't planes? I'm not sure how the planes work.
You mean like
From what
helicopters?
I'm understanding,
Yeah.
as long as they're alive, I can send them a message.
Oh, I see. Never mind then. Actually, if you could also send one to Bastide, I'm very worried about where he might be based on who he's tangled himself up with.
Who's Bastide?
Oh, that's my boyfriend. The Minotaur.
He's a Minotaur.
Yeah, no, the one that, leather jacket,
Oh,
black
With
hair.
the
Yeah.
leather
The
jacket.
fellow that I was following around all day
Yes.
yesterday.
Yes.
That chap
Yeah.
is your boyfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Emrine,
Mm-hmm.
forgive me if this comes across, because I don't know you well, but you need a different
I
boyfriend.
don't know that she can. I don't know that she can do better. Honestly, I mean,
I
look,
think
she
she
just
can.
died.
I think she can do
I
much better.
don't know.
He's
I
not a
don't-
good
I-
person.
Did you have a conversation with him in which you discussed deep moral points of life?
I followed
you
around
see-
someone who was participating in criminal activities.
Do you think all criminals are bad people?
Well,
Wait, are you saying you're okay with criminal activity?
I'm not saying that I'm okay
actions
with
speak
criminal
louder
activity.
than words.
I need
Actions
everyone to
speak
speak
louder than
just
words.
slightly slower based on how quickly I'm taking everything in. But I'm just saying that sometimes people are in very rough situations and that I understand what it's like to have to sell or steal to make money for food or to live. It's
Oh, that's him. He has to steal to live.
well, we certainly both grew up that way.
But he's still a baby now.
Well, no, I did say we grew up that way, which would imply that he has
Okay.
grown up now, yes.
So, okay, I just want to make sure okay, you're okay with stealing now that he's an adult and
Well, I don't.
supposedly respectable.
Well, I don't know that I said that it necessarily depends on your age as much as that
Oh.
based on You see, things in Northern Towerfall were not wonderful, as far as I'm concerned, especially trying to get out of certain situations, and sometimes you don't have a choice, and I'm not saying it's a good choice, just that you can't necessarily say that they're a horrible person for doing something like that.
Well,
I'd lean towards horrible if he's doing it here in Southern Towerfall.
Well, based on who he was trading with, I am quite displeased, but I will tell him that when I see him next. Or maybe after I take a nap again. Also, the whole ordeal with Aelin, which I'm even more upset about. But that's... I'm just really concerned about if this is what happened to Aelin, that perhaps he may have with the wrong person, you see.
Well, I'm not thinking that Aelin was in control of Aelin.
Well, I don't think she was, which is why I'm concerned about Bastille.
Because you think someone else might be in control of Bastille?
But do you know Bastille?
Oh.
I don't know him, but he seemed to be acting of his own volition.
But if you had...
He was playing...
Emrine.
He was playing both ends against the middle. He had two parties that he was meeting with to buy
just
the
good
sword.
Business.
Oh my goodness, she's just blinded with love.
But I'm just
the
saying...
stupid big lips of his.
Well, if you're going to get rude about it, I don't want to discuss it anymore.
Right. Well, I guess that's neither here nor there. The real point is we need to figure out what we're going to do tomorrow. Do we want to try and spring Aelin, or do we want to track down Wilder?
Your Majesty, did you happen... You don't have any of your things, do you?
What things?
Well, yeah, I know you did bring that awful nice axe with you, and no, I mean to Towerfall. Mr. DM who's shaking his head at me. Not with you, but as in you had a very nice axe that you had with you at one point.
Yes.
And to that effect, whatever it is that you carry, I don't go through your bags, so I'm not sure. It just seems as though perhaps after we've rested, we should retrieve your things, as it will make it perhaps easier for you to be protected as we go find the rest of all of our wayward individuals.
When you say retrieve his things, are you meaning to go back to the castle?
Well, I don't think he should go back to the castle. No. But yes, that is what I meant.
I can get in and out of the castle.
Yes, I do. Yes, the tunnels that I told one of the guards to check up on, but it seems so they've all been dismissed. So they weren't checked on, which is unfortunate.
Well, I don't know if they were all dismissed. There was that one fella who was still asleep by the door to your room when I got there.
Are you sure he's okay?
I'm not for knowing. That was before I found all the drow in the castle.
Perhaps if we go back, we should
probably not
we
okay
should
at
check
this point.
for a pulse if we return.
Well, he was asleep. I mean,
Forever?
he was snoring. It was not a forever sleep.
Just making sure.
It was a snoring
sleep.
sleep.
Maybe he was, I don't know. I don't want to speculate about what someone might be up to.
He could have been sent for a forever nap by now.
That is possible. And does speak better of his morals than what I was going to say.
Well.
Oh, Stumblefoot, let her sleep.
I mean, I wasn't talking to her to begin with.
I know.
She kept
I
chiming
know.
into the
She just
conversation.
won't stop.
I'd like to submit that this is a very small foyer, and I take up the most of it. So it's very difficult not to hear.
I'm going to cast the spell Command on Emrine, and I'm going to say sleep.
Is there a check she has to roll on that?
I bet I'm going to fail it.
There is.
Can I just willingly fail this?
You sure
Yeah,
can.
you can.
You need to make
would I love to.
a
Emrine doesn't like magic.
wisdom
so.
save.
No, I'm probably going to fail it anyway, so that's okay. Yes, that is a natural 1, which will bring it to a -2.
Okay. Well, that does not beat my DC of 16.
So close, though. So close. I take a nice nap.
You take a big old snoozle is what you do, so...
Now I gotta go update all my stats again.
Which
Okay,
kind of
Stumblefoot.
bending the rules, but, you know.
I wanted to go to bed anyway.
Stumblefoot, do you think...
What do I
Do you think that... Yeah, what do you think... Do you think
the
we should
Pough
leave
situation is
Emrine
gonna-
here?
Well, I think the Pough situation is going to resolve itself, so we should...
Usually does.
You beat me to it! You beat me to it!
If not, that's what fiber's for.
So there's not much we can do about that one. I'm thinking that maybe we try to track down Wilder. But it sounds like you're needing your gear first. So maybe that's step one.
I don't know if I do or not. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like that they're going to be looking for me, and the more I look like me, the more. Although I don't know how many people saw me with an axe.
Well,
I just hate putting you in danger again for a stupid axe when I could probably just grab something else if I had to.
Is it a magical axe?
Yeah, it's a magical axe.
Then it's probably worth the trouble.
I hate magic. But
listen.
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 You listen. You listen.
Everyone stop listening and go to sleep.
Was it in your room, Orbog?
Yeah.
I can get to your room.
Well, I mean, it was. That's where I left it.
I can get to your room. Hopefully it's still there in the morning.
Yeah, I say this about Emrine because I'm afraid she's just going to keep doing stupid things and getting herself killed or close to it.
Emrine is someone who is keenly aware of her duty, and she is going to execute her duties by whatever means necessary.
I mean, I know. I mean, she's great, and that's what drives me crazy.
Drives Bestie crazy, too.
I guess the question is, Orbog, what are you wanting? Because we have a situation here. I mean, we can either try to solve the problems here, or we can try to make our way back to the mainland and solve the problems there, because we know that Carrick has attacked. It's 6 of one, half done as the other.
Yeah. What all did you find in the Drow City? I know that you turned around. City. Okay.
I got there, looked, and saw a bunch of drow in a city and went, I don't want to go to there, and turned around and left. You know, that whole strong sense of self-preservation.
Yeah. I just don't know. I guess we need to... I agree with you. I think Pough, that situation's gonna be sorted out. I'm more worried about Wilder than Aelin. I feel like she's not gonna do anything stupid, and they can make use of her baking or whatever.
I forgive the pun, but Aelin's a smart cookie.
Yep. Wilder, on the other hand,
king of bad choices.
Pretty much. And we don't even, I mean, none of us, well, yeah, you didn't even really, or Tombolg didn't even really know where he was.
Well, I can reach out to him tomorrow.
Yeah. It's best to rest. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see just one thing at a time and focus on Wilder. Because, I mean, storming Northern Towerfall isn't really an easy thing to do.
Well, I mean, I know a way to get there underground.
Yeah.
We just have the small problem of a drow city in the way.
If so many people weren't looking for me, I feel like I could go, and I don't know if his spirit is stuck at the temple or what, but that I could try to look for Ericeth and have him give me some sort of guidance.
Yeah, I think Ericeth knows more about what's going on with Pough than we do, so it might be best left to him to solve that problem.
I guess we'll just have to take it up in the morning then, because you need to rest. I need to rest too. I was injured when we were fighting too.
Oh, well, I can fix that. Or a good night's sleep should fix most of that.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking. We rest. Maybe take turns watching the door, just in case. In the morning, I'll go out, try to find you some clothes that are a wee less conspicuous than your royal robes. And then I go back to the castle and I fetch any of your gear that you're wanting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right about this time, Tombolg comes back into the room, and he's got several sticks of that have a grilled multipedal mammal skewered on them that look like they've been roasted. Then he hands them to you guys and say, "Eat, eat, yes, it's good."
Are you talking about like rabbits or rats?
Make a nature check.
Boy, I'm super good at these.
And JS, if you wanted
11?
to figure out what these were, you can make the nature check with advantage because you're from this island.
He'll just eat it. He doesn't care.
I got an 11.
After thinking really hard about it, you remember hearing tales of some vermin in tropical areas known as a ratipede.
That sounds terrible.
It has about 12 arms on it, 6 on each side.
Is this the thing that has a face like Furby, too?
No.
Okay.
You watch as Orbog just bites into it. Chomp, chomp, chomp.
I'll sniff it.
Oh.
I mean, it smells okay. Doesn't smell repulsive.
Stumblefoot shrugs and digs in.
There was a creamy center in the middle of the head, but the rest of it was tastes like chicken.
Love that head cheese.
You have been listening to the Playing Games with Strangers podcast with the voices of John Haryu, Catherine Serwinski, Dave Clements, J.S. Earls, Celeste Mora, Josiah Crandall, Eric Campagno, and Steve MacDonald. The theme music was written and performed by Steve Arthur, used with permission. Find more of his music on Facebook or wherever you purchase music digitally. Please review this podcast wherever you download it from to help other podcasters find our podcast and join our community. And once again, thank you for listening.
A special thanks to our Blade Level patrons, Julie Earls, Aaron Peckham, Amanda Clements, Branson Boykin, and Matthew Cosby. To learn more about how you can support the show, go over to patreon.com/playinggameswithstrangers.